Hi everyone, Miss Bitcoin here. I have some good news and some bad news for you. So let's get the bad news out of the way. If you have paid any attention to what is going on in the world, you realize that things are getting very bad in many places. Let's look at a few examples. In the United Kingdom, we have seen story after story of innocent civilians being not just investigated but arrested, simply for sharing unpopular or inconvenient opinions on social media. The government is supposed to protect free speech, not protect everybody's feelings. And at the same time, the UK Prime Minister is bragging about the implementation of digital IDs, saying that you won't even be able to work if you don't participate in their surveillance game. Digital IDs are nothing more than a trap. It doesn't take much effort to imagine a world where your digital ID becomes a social credit score and your ability to buy certain products, use public transportation, or do just about anything else could be threatened by politicians. The UK is taking a shortcut to making 1984 a reality. But it's not much better in other parts of the world. In Australia, tax policies are getting outrageous. On the Gold Coast, they have implemented a view tax, where you pay more simply for having an apartment on a higher floor of a building. It's an insane money grab by politicians, and your only escape is to move. Nobody's life should be uprooted simply because the government wants more money. And don't forget the recently proposed empty bedroom tax. If you have a bedroom in your house that isn't occupying someone, they want more money for that too. Whatever happened to the freedom to use your home the way you want, it's madness. The country has also seen a major uptick in smartphone searches and confiscation at airport security the last few years, and the justifications for doing so are broad, including for immigration, health, law enforcement, or national security concerns. Basically, either give up your privacy or risk being detained. Then earlier this year, Spain began requiring that citizens report any cash withdrawals over a 3,000 euro from their bank account. Failure to do so can result in fines ranging from 600 euros to 150,000 euro. Besides the fines, banks are now required to block such withdrawals if customers fail to provide proper documentation in advance. People are quickly learning what Bitcoiners mean when they say, "Not your keys, not your coins." And not to be outdone, Canada is working hard to implement more authoritarianism. One province has made walks in the woods illegal, even on your own property. And if you're thinking the penalty is probably just a slap on the wrist, think again. Fines up to 20,000 can be imposed. The world is becoming darker and darker by the day as elites seek any measure to hold onto their power. But I told you, I had some good news too. And the good news is that you can just do things. First, Bitcoin fixes many of the problems that we see. When you adopt Bitcoin, you don't need anybody's permission to use or withdraw your funds. Once you have taken self-custody and learned the skill required to use it properly, you have all the tools at your disposal to transact on your terms anytime, day or night. And new more private social media protocols like Nostr mean you can't be censored. Centralized social media companies have always been a bottleneck for free speech because if they want to continue operating, they have to play ball with these tyrannical governments. While you probably can't fully fathom the scale on which you are being tracked and monitored, I am so hopeful because better privacy options exist. Just last week, we had hundreds of folks tune in from Australia for a webinar on becoming ungovernable by setting up a privacy phone and implementing some simple yet effective safeguards for protecting themselves online. Free open source software for the win. And finally, one thing I have learned as I've traveled the world is that you have options. While freedom is under attack in some areas, there are always places that will treat you better. I've been in Japan the last month and I love it here. There are places I can spend my Bitcoin and nobody is violating my rights to do the things I want to do. And when I get home to El Salvador, I know I'll be treated well there too. If you are in one of these countries where the walls are closing in, know that you have optionality. The Bitcoin Way offers an incredible Plan B residency program that may just be the ticket you need to a better life. My point in saying all of this is that yes, we are headed in the wrong direction in so many places, but you have the choice. You can play along and pay the price for compliance and complacency, or you can opt out of the chaos and into a life of self-sovereignty. Be a person of courage and action. Be one of the few that chooses freedom.